Caleb's like in the wintertime, 3 or 4 socks around, right?
I mean,
He has an extra pair in his bag.
You gotta. It depends on how far the golf course is. A pair to drive to the golf course in, a pair for the front 9, a pair for the back 9, and then you can put the pair you drove to the golf course in back on to drive home.
Ew, dude! You can't put old socks back on.
I mean, I only drove to the golf course, so that's maybe
your
an
feet
hour,
still
2 hours.
sweat.
It's okay. That's a three sock bag.
Did you miss us yet?
I would hate to do your one.
Welcome back to episode 72 of the Loggerhead Golf Podcast. And yes, we still have a podcast.
Been a while, right?
It's been a while.
We're still here.
Yeah. We're coming out of the silly season, so there's actually stuff to talk about in the golf world finally. So
We're about to go into another little break, though, another little lull.
yeah,
But
the 2 weeks before all the new equipment. But yeah, so it's what was it, November or October?
October.
Yeah, so October since our last episode.
Yeah.
So what's been kind of going on since then?
I quit golf.
A lot of stuff's happened.
I mean, something major happened in November. Sorry. I would say that on my side, I've just been teaching, fitting, playing a little bit of golf here and there. I'm finally playing golf pain-free. And, of course, winter decided to come early. We had snow flurries last week here in Wilmington. So
Yeah, but so we've had summertime up until we had wintertime.
I'll say October was awesome.
for 3 days.
Yeah. November was nice.
Back in the summer again.
Yep. But I mean, I would say kind of gearing up the game, using that downtime to do things for ourselves, which is nice for a change.
Yeah, what a concept.
You know that running joke all the time. If you want to join the golf business, don't plan on playing golf, right? Well, we've gotten to play a little bit of golf here recently, which is nice. What about you, KT? This is an important time of year for you.
Yeah, so kids are 10 and a half months, sick every other week because of daycare. So it's been a lot of fun for me. This is my time of year to do my, organic shopping. Which means rifle season for deer in the southeast. So
Filling the freezer.
Yep, getting the freezer full of natural, non-injected meat. So very happy for that.
GMO free.
It's corn and sweet potato enhanced. So just really spending a lot of time with the family as the girls are starting to learn to almost walk at this point, which is kind of crazy. I've played 3 times since July, so hopefully once they get a little bit more content, I can get back into some tournament prep.
Yeah, you were also injured, though.
Yeah, tore my wrist.
Yep.
So
What about you?
Working and playing golf.
Yeah.
So just got back from Pinehurst last week where it did snow on us.
I know. You guys had how much snow?
It wasn't that much. It just dusted. But it was enough to cause about an hour and a half delay. But it was cold. Of course, the 1 week I go play golf, it's cold.
I think you have taken over the Black Cloud title.
I think so.
I think it's lifted off my shoulders. And what we mean by that,
I have taken the burden. You're welcome.
this summer, if Caleb and I played golf together, it was either gale force winds,
Or it rained out of nowhere.
rained out of nowhere, like the sunny type of rain, and then if not, we would get rained out.
Yeah.
There would be something that would happen.
Something happened.
And then we started to realize that we thought it was me. And then
It's just followed me around.
yes, as we got into late October, early November, it definitely followed Caleb more than I. Yeah. And then last week proved that. I did not play golf last week in that weather. I'm a fair weather golfer.
I played 4 rounds in it. Well, no, we played the Sunday before, though, at Muni.
It was
pretty
perfect outside. It got cold like the last 5 holes,
cold.
but it was like 45 degrees and no wind.
Yeah.
I'm a 2-layer guy. If I have to wear more than 2 layers, I can't play golf.
Pinehurst was more than 2 layers.
Yeah. It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. It was brutal.
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about today? What's the big news in today's golf?
well, since our last episode in the golf world, as far as winning goes, nothing changed.
Right.
We come back.
Scotty's still on.
Was that
track.
our last episode? Like Scotty won that week?
I think so. That was
that's Tour Championship.
Right?
Yeah. Or just right after Tour Championship.
Yeah. Scotty being a dad looks like the dad curse, I guess you can call it.
No, we had President's Cup was our last episode.
He still played well.
Yeah, same. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I guess Scotty doesn't have the dad back and still somehow wins by 6. Now,
how many?
I'm gonna put an asterisk on this tournament.
Why is that?
This tournament is only 3 of the top 10 players in the world were there. Like,
There's 16 players in
18 players, and they get world ranking points.
But still, I mean,
But it doesn't discount the fact
he dominated that event.
Scotty Scheffler shot 25 under over the course of 4 rounds after haven't played golf in 2 months.
How many weeks has he been world number 1 now?
80. He just passed some. I think
He's getting ready to pass Greg Norman. So I think he's at 84.
I think only
and I
3
Greg
you're in
Norman's
front of him,
85.
right? It's Greg Norman.
Well,
Tiger,
they've already confirmed that he is going to pass Greg Norman. Like
Yeah,
it does.
it doesn't matter.
Even if he doesn't play golf until March, I think he's still going to be number 1 in the
He's got
world.
enough of a lead to maintain it.
And I think he's got 3.5 years to catch Tiger. So
Good luck.
we're getting there.
I mean,
He's the only guy that's shown that it might be possible.
right. I was going to say, if
Yeah.
he keeps it the way he's going, he might start rewriting a lot of records we didn't think could be rewritten. You know?
Big change. Last year, I mean, think about, we said this before. Last year was the year of ball striking. Well, I guess not last year, this year. This year was the year of ball striking.
It feels like it was last year.
It does. It's almost Christmas.
I mean, I guess this is the start of the 2025.
This is our,
PGA Tour
but this is the year of
season,
ball striking. His ball, that can't get any better for Scotty Scheffler. He just has to maintain. What
If
can
he
get
just
better for him?
if he just putted a little bit worse than the average putter on tour, he'd win every event he
He
played.
was 70th something in strokes gained putting this year.
Yeah.
Think about if he just gets halfway better.
Yeah.
How much more tournaments is he going to? Well, I mean, I guess now he's only going to probably play 16 events a year.
Yeah.
So, how many did he win this past year?
9.
I mean, so, which like it was cool to see in his press conference because they asked him like, what are his goals? They're like, how would you like? What are your thoughts on this past year? What are your goals? He goes, I would have liked to win. He goes, how many tournaments did I play? Yeah, I would have liked to win them all. So that kind of like that's that championship mentality, right?
That
Yeah,
Mamba
very true.
mentality.
Huh?
That Mamba mentality.
I'm gonna call it that Max Verstappen mentality.
Yeah.
4-time world champion.
I think for me though, for Scotty Scheffler, like he's obviously he's won all the tournaments, and he's got the huge lead in world rankings, and he's going to possibly set some records for length of time at world number 1. My thing with last year, or I guess this past year on the season,
We can let's just call it last year.
right? Last year,
Last PGA Tour season.
for all intents and purposes, that is.
We're not going to keep getting stuck on this.
Damn
he's
you,
got
silly
he's
season.
got a, and he's played well in the majors. Like I don't want to hit on it too hard, but like he's got to win the majors. He, like this year, last year, Xander Schauffele won 2 majors, right? And Scotty Scheffler only won 1. So you'd have to say that Xander won the majors this year, like won that kind of the battle. Those are the tournaments that matter. So like if you're going to be the dominant player and like be compared to Tiger Woods, you've got to win. I think the majors more. Now, obviously, Valhalla set him back. That was kind of the big thing. I think that broke his momentum.
Scotty Scheffler is in a league of his own. Xander's closest to him. And then I think Joaquin Niemann and Bryson DeChambeau. That's the top 4 players in the world right now.
It's hard to compare them, though.
You can compare Bryson. He won a major last year.
I know he did, but we only got to see him compete against each other 4 times.
And if we're going off of
They're 1 for
averages,
1.
it's pretty
Or
good.
They're 1 and 1. Yeah.
Pretty good. But that's where you're. Again, I think Scotty's in a league of his own. And if he just keeps incrementally improving, right, he's going to be tough to catch. And the biggest thing that proved for him this week was putting. Now, what was his biggest change this week?
Yeah, him and Phil Keenan went to the claw grip.
So he worked on a different grip with the.
Inside of 15 feet, he went with the claw.
Kyle, if he was your student and he walked in, is that something that you would have possibly facilitated? Like, number 1 player in the world walks in and says he wants to get better at putting. Would you have thought about a different grip?
You just got to look at it.
Would
I mean, the biggest thing is, would you look at this?
So you sure wouldn't
First thing you
offer
do
him
when I see something, I say, would you look at that?
Well, like I think the biggest thing when it
How
comes,
about that video?
we're gonna have to insert that now.
Would you look at that?
That's the first thing I did when I saw him on the putting green this week.
I mean,
It's like the Leonardo DiCaprio just.
point.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing with putting, as you guys know, if you're chasing a feeling, it doesn't matter what it looks like or what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But again, like if you look statistically, he may be the number one player in the world, but he didn't sniff top 10 in strokes gained putting. Didn't even sniff it. So statistically speaking,
He has a lot to improve on.
his putting stroke and his putting last year, from a statistic standpoint, was mediocre.
Yeah, he managed.
So
yeah.
if he's coming in to like, regardless that he's winning, again, he putted, let's just call it mediocre and won a lot. So now if he improves by 20%, so let's put a small number on it. Does that put
That's a big number.
Oh, yeah, I would say yeah.
But does that? I mean, is that 4 majors or 3 majors in a year?
Well,
by getting 20%
I think
better at putting.
His strokes gained putting number is definitely skewed. He has more makeable distance putts than any golfer in the world.
Yeah.
What's the statistic of making a 12-foot putt?
It's like 28.5%.
Yeah, like which
One putt wise.
yeah, 3 out of 10 putts. Well, most guys only hit it inside of 15 feet, even on the PGA Tour, maybe 4 or 5 times around. Scotty Scheffler was doing it 9. So him missing more of those opportunities will kind of skew his strokes gained numbers a little bit. But you're exactly right. It's not something that he has to go and be a top 10 putter in the world because his ball striking, his strokes gained tee to green is making up for that.
But I think if you see him get inside the top 25, it's
Correct.
like, again,
It could be scary.
almost like, I want to say boring golf.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
on Thursday, if he has 26 putts and shoots 6 under, don't even watch Golf Friday. Don't watch it Saturday. And at like 5 o'clock on CBS, watch the last 4 holes, and he's going to be right there.
How was his 4 holes coming down the stretch this week? He kept throwing dart. Like it was. He shot 9 under final round. Like that's just stupid.
When he had the 29 on the front 9 round 2.
Yeah, it's just stupid. So
And he actually made some putts in that front 9.
and that's the biggest thing. I can't tell you how many times last year you saw Scotty Scheffler either have like a random 3 putt because his speed control. Like I think last year his where his stats probably hurting, and you probably chime into this a little bit, Kyle. Like I feel like his speed control was never dialed.
Well, especially like those 8-9 footers. Like if you look at like even Valhalla, I get that the whole arrest thing happened. Every time he got in that 8-9 foot range, he either made it or he had a 4-footer coming back.
Yeah.
It got a little poppy.
I would say, like,
You better have a driver this next
obviously
year.
he puts a lot of stress on his putter with how he hits the ball. I would say, in watching him play, and this is, I think, something that Scotty Scheffler does really well with, he is notorious for missing that momentum putt. Like, if you make this putt, you got momentum, and it kind of kickstarts around everything. He misses that momentum putt. But somehow he continues to maintain his play with the driver
with his
irons
ball
and
striking.
his ball striking, giving him those opportunities.
With his ball striking, he's minimally going to have 4 birdies around. Right. So it's like the biggest thing is making sure because you're going to make 1 bogey at least, and that comes down to poor ball striking. But he was constantly having those, 30-foot putts that he would hit to an awkward 4 feet of distance. And
that's what I'm saying.
And it's sad
That's
when
that
you have the
momentum
number
putt.
1 player in the world that we know is going to win, and you're sitting there like, I don't think he's going to make this. Which I will say, Tiger was kind of the same deal. Everyone says Tiger's putting was outstanding. His statistically, it was
That's
not that
terrible,
good.
man.
I say
his situational putting
was really good. That's
was
what I'm saying.
really good.
What hurt Tiger a bit in the day is how many times could he lip out a 3-foot putt?
They were putting during his prime, that's 2000s. They were bumpy greens, things like that.
I mean, he lipped out some short putts. Mm-hmm. And obviously,
You mean the
he had
Hank Haney era?
Yeah,
Dude, I played yesterday. I had one of the most brutal lip out, worse than when we played.
I said, don't even talk to me about lip outs.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
No, I think it worked this week. We'll see what he does with. I mean, he has 4 weeks till Kapalua. I said it right this time.
Good for you.
So we'll see what shows up there. I mean, something about Scotty Scheffler. He loves grainy Bermuda greens.
Will Bryson
Could,
be at Kapalua?
No.
Nah.
So it's only.
He's not a tour member. So
he's not a tour
But he
member.
won a tour event.
No.
So you have to be a
no.
tour member.
Yep.
Yeah, we know that merger is not going to happen.
Do we think a L.A.B putter could solve Scotty's putting?
Asterisk.
I want to say no, but like, what did I tell you last week? What news came out? Like the top 10 putters in the world this year
Are all using mallets.
all using mallets. Now, different variations of
Right.
toe hang, but at least it's a mallet head, right? So it goes back to the question: does forgiveness matter in putters? I think it matters more than most.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
most
I
clubs,
probably more than any
Especially
other club
now.
in the bag, yeah.
Especially now.
You know, and-
with the greens being what they are.
strictly comes down to so like L.A.B came out with a new putter this week. It's called the Oz.1.
Yeah, OZ.1 and OZ.1i. So OZ.1 will be out in January. It's the non-insert model, and then the
Full aluminum.
Yep, and then the
Aluminum.
insert
That's like aluminium. Yeah.
came out. And they started with that special offering of the Adam Scott model at 1,800 smackaroos, and then obviously came out with a retail version at $599.
I mean, the biggest thing we've seen it on tour now. Both Ben and Scotty or not Scotty Scheffler, Adam Scott. I get those two mixed up.
Wow, how?
They're both 6'5" and good golfers.
Okay, that's all they have in common.
No.
And the last
Two
name,
of the,
and the
two
last
of the
name starts
best,
with S.
two of the best golf swings in the world. But no, they've been using it for a couple months now, and now that we've seen it in person, we've rolled it. L.A.B has their first ever putter with an insert. Do we
How
think?
do we feel about that?
Do we think it's going to take L.A.B to another level? That's essentially what I'm asking.
We'll find out.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I think visually it will, because it's like it's the
You no longer can complain.
yeah, it's the clean. I mean, if you were to, I mean, it really does blend in. I mean, it's the cleanest looking head. Plus,
You can get crazy with alignments and make it.
yeah, they've got what
As busy as you want.
28 front post alignments and 18 rear post alignments. Plus, on this model, you can change the offset. You can have 0 degrees or 2 degrees of that shaft length.
Now, for those of you that already have a L.A.B putter, you have 2 degrees, right?
Correct. I believe so. Yeah.
And then your press grip will either determine if you actually feel it or not.
That's why, like on the Link, they don't recommend doing the Press 2.0 pistol
Because it's-
the way the shaft sits
Yeah.
in the head.
So, I mean, I will say the reason why I switched over to my L.A.B putter was not to fix a yippee stroke or anything like that. That's the biggest kind of misconception with L.A.B golf. They think it's the cure to bad putters. For me, I wanted stability throughout the stroke. Well, my DF3, I feel like provided more than the Mez. That's why I went with the DF3. I also like the look of it better, right? That's ultimately what it came down to. So I think the Oz can definitely outperform any putter they put out simply because of the look factor. You're going to get a person that's either used a Scotty Cameron Go Low, a TaylorMade Spider, because the head is, if not smaller.
Yeah, Odyssey Rossi.
Odyssey
like number
Rossi.
7.
Yeah, or even a number 7. I think you can no longer say, oh, that looks ugly. Like it's busy, looks like a spaceship. I can't tell you how many times like someone walks in, where's those ugly putters?
Yeah, where's those spaceship putter
Yeah,
at?
where's those ugly putters at?
They sound just like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but
Or like the other guy, hey, would you look at that?
yeah. And that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's one of those situations. Don't knock it till you try it. I know we've talked about L.A.B putters in the past, but it's the longest a putter has stayed in my golf bag. Let's
they
just
gotta be
just say
doing-
that.
They're
They
doing
gotta be
something
doing
right,
something
because
right.
next
Every
year's the
im-
year of imitation.
Well, every influencer on YouTube that plays golf has got a lap putter, so they got to be doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'll say the Brian Bros strokes look good with L.A.B putters.
Yeah.
Some other
I'm not saying they
people's-
don't.
some other strokes that L.A.B putter's working overtime.
Yes,
Let's just say that.
It's when it's punching out at the end of the day. It's like, damn, I'm ready to go home.
Let's just there's some videos I watch out there, and I was like, damn, this is giving my putter a bad rap.
no regrets, not one letter. No regrets, not one letter.
Yeah, I don't care as long as the ball goes in the hole. I don't care. But
I think that's the confusing part for me with the Adam Scott situation is supposedly, like he's got this awesome, like almost butane torch looking counterbalance Oz, and they said statistically when he's put it in play, the counterbalance putter is better than the broomstick, which is technically now called a sweeper.
Thanks,
and we'll get into
Callaway.
that here in a second, but they said that every model that he's put in a counterbalance, he putts better when.
It's no different than his irons. How many iron sets did he play this year? I mean, Miura made him a custom iron, and he doesn't even play it.
So they have a limited like
That's like a smack.
collaboration.
That's like a smack in the face. No, he goes back and forth between them.
He played him for maybe a month, and then went to the KM 700s.
Well, he played
on something else.
I think he played.
He's got the KMs with his logo.
I think he played the Adam Scotts again down in Australia. So like I think he's getting ultra like he's over analyzing like turf conditions, things like that. It's like how many sets of clubs does he bring with him places? But
he's searching for something.
Good problems to have. I mean, who are we kidding? We would all probably do the same thing.
And as we've saw is next year with the whole lab thing's the year of imitation. You've got Bettinardi with the Antidote series. You've got Odyssey with
Square
the
to
Square. Scotty Cameron's supposedly in February launching theirs.
Yeah,
chances are
PXG announced like they launched theirs, which theirs actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, it flopped, but
I know it's not fully balanced.
Yeah, so I mean that's
the Odysseys is.
And I think that's going to be the main issue is the modern golfer believes in marketing more so now than ever.
I was gonna say, well, I think what's going to end up hurting L.A.B is the average golfer sees Odyssey and thinks that's a good putter.
Yeah.
Well, because they're the number one putter in
right,
golf.
because they've heard of that name before.
Yeah.
You know, hell, Happy Gilmore putted with an Odyssey putter. Okay. But they see L.A.B and they think, I don't know what that is. And it sounds gimmicky.
Obviously,
you know?
L.A.B knows what their worth is.
I'm not saying that.
It's our
I'm not
number
saying
one-
they're not.
I know, it's our number one selling putter,
but
but
to the average consumer,
to
the
the average
golfing consumer
consumer
doesn't know it.
What's the number one thing we probably hear in fittings? I don't want to spend Scotty Cameron money.
Right.
Scotty Cameron's always been known as that money putter for the public. Then L.A.B came out and was like, hold my beer. Now, granted, L.A.B's made in the U.S. There's a reason why their putters are that expensive, and I'll always say that. You know what you're buying. You're buying quality.
The thing is when it comes to that, I've got two hot takes on that. Most people that say I don't want to spend Scotty Cameron putter on them or Scotty Cameron money on a putter are the same people that buy 3 to 4 drivers a year searching for something to get off the tee box. But they have 40 putts around. Number one. But number two is the customization part. There's not a single putter company out there for under, again, and this isn't including the fancy $400 TPT shaft. I'm saying just the basic shaft. For under $600, there's not another putter company where you can choose what color putter you want, what alignment age you want, what head weight you want, what color shaft you want, what grip you want.
No,
Because
you're
with,
exactly
with
right.
Scotty Cameron or Bettinardi, you've got to buy the putter, so that's $400 to $470.
It'll be
then you
probably
got to send it to the
$499,
custom shop, which is $369 plus the $51 shipping fee. But then if you want to do other things to it, you got to pay extra fees on top of that.
Yeah.
So you're $1,200 deep for a Moto putter versus $549 or $649 with the Acura for a fully one-off custom putter.
No, I mean, that's why I'm saying that you know what you're getting when you purchase a L.A.B. So like, and that's the biggest thing. It's like I wouldn't be scared of that price tag, and you know I would say
I'd rather spend $650 on a putter that saves my game than $1,000 on a driver that I'm going to use 11 times around.
Well, and the thing, the reason why that, what's the word I'm looking for there? That
Stigma,
I guess, is because traditionally the putter's been like the cheapest club in the bag. I mean, used to you could buy ping putters
for $149.
No, I was gonna say. I say used to. I mean, this is like in 2000 for like $65 to $75.
Yeah, I was $5.
but technology-wise, at that time, all putters were basically the same.
I understand. I understand
18.
that.
Yeah.
But the average golf consumer does not. A putter is just a putter. You know what I mean?
No, you're exactly right. I mean, it just comes down to
as I have been told by many customers, I can putt with any putter. I just learned how to adapt to it. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I said that when I was playing professionally. I said that in college. I said that in high school. I said that probably up until like last year. Like I always said, like, oh, I'm just gonna get what I like.
A lot of golfers would say that.
I got what I thought looked good, and then I would try to train my stroke to it. Now,
Your stroke?
Yeah, I would have. Sometimes my stroke would cause me to have a stroke, but because my perfect putter in the entire world would be essentially a Cameron Smith putter look alike. Like copy and paste that, put it in my hands. I wish I could putt with that.
Which one?
That 009,
009.
the short slant.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the 009, the short,
short
slant.
short
Not
slant.
the like the Craftsman, like the old school blade style putter.
No. I always felt they were too long. But I wish I could be able to putt with that because visually that's what suits my eye. But I just, for a guy, like I almost have zero face rotation. So I would probably pull or push every single putt with a putter like
I do
that.
not have zero face rotation.
You might have the most I've ever seen. But we can get some measurements on that.
He has more gear effect on a putter
say,
than most
he-
people
I
have
was
on a driver.
I know.
He ought to be able to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. You just said it. Gear effect. So, I mean, I think this next year is going to be huge for putters. Just for
I'm going to invent the first bulge and roll putter.
oh my god, you're going to go get a 3D printer. You're going to go work with Cobra.
He's going to go work with a Avada.
Yeah,
Him and Bryson
Or
are going to team
what is
up.
it? Avoda. They did
Avoda.
The Bryson irons.
yeah.
I mean, I think you need bulge and roll
Hear
in
me
every
out.
club in your bag.
I'm here for it.
I mean, it might be a great idea.
How long have we had it in drivers and fairway woods now?
Might be a great idea.
I mean, yeah. So,
Don't knock it till you try it, Nick.
yep.
So the hot take today is 2025 is going to be the year of putting.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Yeah, your ball striking is over.
Well, not yet.
No,
As
we
we've
already said
established
that's last year.
this year
No,
is
no.
not last year yet.
Damn it, Caleb. No, we just said it's last year. Your ball striking is over.
We took a little break and we forgot kind of what time.
Your ball
time
striking
of year
broke
it
my
was.
damn elbow. So
Yeah,
I'm
well,
see your
I thought you
putting.
said you were better now.
I am better.
So we've got Christmas season now, right? What are some of our favorite golf gifts for Christmas?
Let's each name 3 because then we got to get to show and tell.
Okay.
I think this year, with us, we're the first account in North Carolina to have the Vortex golf range
I was
finder.
actually
Damn
going
it,
to mention
I was-
those two.
So what's cool is
I was
that-
going to say rangefinder. Rangefinder is a great
Rangefinders in
gift.
general,
Yeah.
but I like
Because
this
you always need a
Vortex.
new one.
Yeah.
Always need a new
well,
one.
price point is Bushnell. They really haven't changed anything, and they're $629 for their most premium. Vortex
Yeah.
is coming in at $399.
I like that blade.
What is
the
Vortex,
blade that's,
Kyle?
So Vortex is an optic company that's they make very high end long range shooting scopes, binoculars, spotting scopes. I mean, their military uses them for a lot of the special operations, and then they got into this golf venture about 2 years ago. And that's what's kind of cool with their product is it has the same warranty as their optics. And what that means is everybody's got a buddy that likes to get a little tipsy on the golf course. And let's say
What? No.
let's say that it falls off the golf cart, you run it over on the cart path and it smashes it. They replace it, no questions asked. Vortex has a lifetime replacement guarantee on their
I didn't even
products.
know that.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
have a good warranty. For
I
this.
am brutal on a rangefinder. Let's
You're
just
brutal
say
on
that.
pretty much everything.
But
That's also a good point.
but
That's
they've got
also a good point.
the blade, which starts at $199.
that's gonna say the blades one I like.
They got
It's
blades
simple
slow.
and it's easy to use. Yeah.
It's $299, and then I can't remember the name of but at $399 you get.
I think it's like the blade. Oh no,
It's
that's
like the-
that's the high end one, right?
yeah, it's like the arc.
I can't think
the
of the name of
arch. I don't know.
No,
But it's got the magnesium chassis.
let's see here.
What?
Yeah.
Doesn't it have like the diamond lens, something like that? Well, the biggest thing that's cool about the high end Vortex has the image stabilization.
Yeah.
Yep, it's called the
Anarch.
Anarch. It has image stabilization. So let's say you're someone that might have a trimmer or that you're not stable
shake
with your
hands.
hands. When you click the button, it automatically will kind of almost like pseudo freeze like what you're trying to shoot. And that laser, the way that tritium optic works on there, it reaches whatever object and then kind of, it's almost like in a rifle scope, you have your focal plane. It locks onto that and regardless if it's moving or not. And they also have the scan feature. So you can actually scan it, tells you the yardages as you're moving.
So we all agree, rangefinder is
Yeah.
a great.
Yeah.
That'd
great
be the
gift.
top one because that's something that most golfers traditionally won't buy themselves. And when they do, like, how many Bushnell V3s do we still see? And that's like 12 years
Well,
old.
I'm gonna be. Bushnell hasn't made a rangefinder better like that.
Then the
that
1600, which is like 20 something years
I'll
old.
say that Bushnell rangefinder is so good. That original like V2 and V3
Yeah.
that came out.
So that'd be my number one. Number two, probably some Grayson gear. We just
You're a
got
big
off-
apparel guy.
Yeah. Well, again, when's the last time that somebody?
He's a shirt snob.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody brings in a nice quarter zip or a nice polo. So,
Yeah.
and then probably number three for me, it's hard to go wrong with golf balls.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say
gonna
golf balls
say-
are underrated.
I said
High-end
don't
golf
forget
balls.
about golf consumables.
Yeah.
You know, your golf balls, golf gloves. But I was gonna say, I think my maybe somewhat outside the box golf gift for the golfer would be golf itself. Buy them around a golf at a golf course that they've probably mentioned they would like to play.
I
at some
never
point,
even thought about that
you know.
because you can go online and
A lot of
Buy a
places now,
voucher.
you can do a lot of the options there, or buy the gift card to that golf course. And
Holy
you can
cow.
purchase around whatever.
That's a good
But,
idea.
Yeah, buy around a golf, right?
a great
that's a
stocking stuffer.
good
you know?
idea.
Like imagine getting into
Look at
stocking
me.
and you're like bam,
An idea, man.
You're like bam, Tobacco Road. Like how excited is that person gonna be?
They're gonna be pretty pumped. I mean,
Yeah.
I played it last week. It's in awesome shape.
Oh, I make the day trip there whenever.
Yeah.
It's that kind of golf course. My kind of underrated, especially now in the day of handmade things, I would say like a custom ball marker, something like that. I think it's a way to get a personalized gift for someone. I mean, especially if you want to get them something golf related, that means they're either a serious golfer or really getting into it. So, and how many times you see people kind of marking their ball with something random, get them personalized ball marker, something that of what they like.
Yeah.
You know, sports team, things like that. So
The world's your oyster in that market
Yeah.
there, you know.
then I was gonna say you can never go wrong with golf balls.
Yeah.
Never go wrong with golf balls. But I would say now, probably my third would be like a custom towel or head cover, things like that. Now,
A lot of custom on your shopping list.
yeah. I mean, I think
Very personable.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, be different, do something different.
I like it.
You know what the biggest hot take for me this Christmas season is?
What's that?
Okay.
And we'll see if you guys agree. You know what the number one, when they did this survey, and I don't know who they asked, I heard it on the
Who
radio.
they were.
Correct. They
Who do
said
you
that
mean?
people don't like receiving socks for Christmas.
Shut up.
As an
What?
adult,
Yeah.
Who doesn't like that?
exactly.
I think that's kids.
Yeah.
That's kids.
No, this was an adult survey.
Kids are too damn materialistic
Well, what
nowadays.
it might be is they got the wrong kind of socks.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, you can be picky on socks.
Yeah,
but
don't,
yeah, a
don't,
fresh,
don't go get the Gildan socks. Well, I'm gonna be,
damn,
but
throwing Gildan under the damn bus.
that's the first that came to mind. Hanes, you know what Hanes?
Well, I think like that's a great gift because
Dude,
when's
a
the last
good-
time that you intentionally bought your own socks?
My mom
It's not been long
always
ago.
put.
I've
My
been
mom
buying new
always.
socks.
My mom always put socks in our stockings, and like I wear a hole through them every single year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's the
We were,
Christmas
So
hot
yeah,
take.
you
we
gotta
were
get 'em some
literally
golf
talking about
socks.
socks
Yeah.
on the golf course.
Yeah, because
last week.
FootJoy has some
FootJoy
pretty
makes a good golf
awesome,
sock.
great socks.
Features makes a golf
Yeah.
sock. It's really good.
Features.
Evolve Golf.
I say low key. That's what I've been playing. I like them.
All right, can we move on?
Little small plug.
Can we move on?
I paid for them. So
I do not want to
But they're
talk about
comfortable.
feet anymore.
I know you like some feet.
I'm gonna throw up. Stop.
You did. No,
No,
it's Kyle.
Kyle. I will never bring up
So
anything.
Pull up needs to replay. It was Nikki.
do those socks stop the sweat?
No, nothing does. But they're just comfortable.
Caleb's like in the wintertime, 3 or 4 socks around, right?
I mean, it's you
He
got to
has
have
an extra pair in his bag.
you gotta depending on how far the golf course is, a pair to drive to the golf course in, a pair for the front 9, a pair for the back 9, and then you can put the pair you drove to the golf course in back on to drive home.
Ew, dude. You can't put old socks back on.
I mean, I only drove to the golf course, so that's maybe
Your
an
feet
hour,
still
2 hours.
sweat.
It's okay. That's a three sock day.
Did you mess us up?
I would hate to do your laundry.
That's when it's super cold outside and you got to like think about stuff like that.
Flush.
Shank.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Well, this just hit the conforming list yesterday or Sunday. It's the new Qi35 from TaylorMade. We have seen them in person.
Yeah.
I would say I might be a little excited for TaylorMade drivers in 2025. The Qi10.
What was it you
leaned
saw
in-
that was so different or new about it that made you excited about it?
The fitting system. The fitting system.
What was new about
but
that?
I will say too, I like how they went away, especially in the LS head, from the sliding weight. I think that takes away, like, because even the QI10 LS was still like the number one thing for people is like they're going to the regular head because they wanted that little bit more forgiveness. I feel like that sliding weight always kind of compromises a little bit of forgiveness. So I think in the new models, I think, you know, even their LS model all the way to their Max, I mean, you can see a lot of people not have to get put in a certain area. We can get really dialed into specific head that they need.
You know what the interesting part about the bottom of this one is?
Well done.
Is if you take, and I know I said it earlier.
That's your trigger word.
Kobe Bryant's logo.
Yeah, the Mamba.
It literally looks like a Mamba logo on the bottom of this thing.
Yep.
I did not realize that.
Yep.
I will say that it's gray.
Yeah.
So I'm a little out on the color.
Oh, they'll probably have a custom program.
Oh, they
yeah.
always do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the best color you have to pay extra for, you know.
Yeah, they'll come out with a blacked out version after it comes to retail. And
Right.
everyone's
You know
like,
what's-
I don't like the color. And they'll be like, oh, they're now out.
Now
limited
for
release.
$50 more.
Yeah.
It's a black one.
And also they're going to sell out in a day.
Yeah.
But still market it.
Did you guys notice the interesting thing with QI on the conforming list?
What's that?
Out of all 6 versions, like left-handed, there's not 112-degree listed on the conforming list.
No.
I wonder why that is.
Interessante.
Yeah, so
Preparation for the new golf ball.
maybe.
I don't know. I was I'll say the jury's still out on this one for me.
I mean, we don't know until they're in our bets.
I mean, well, I've hit it,
I know.
right? It feels very like the.
It's a TaylorMade driver.
On the surface, it's very similar to the
I will.
QI10.
It's similar, but it still looks different.
It's something I say we got a little more time to see.
At
What's
least
different about
because
it
like
and
from the
kinda
stealth
see
to
how
the
it
stealth
performs.
2, nothing changed.
I will say in that I know that the shape of the LS head I think needs to change a little bit. It's so toe heavy in the TaylorMade. It makes it hard to really visually look at that golf club. I think.
Yeah.
For a lot of golfers, because I've had a lot of golfers tell me they don't like to look at that.
Well, I think for me, I think they did make that change because the carbon face didn't used to run all the way to the toe of the driver. Now it does. Now they don't have that awkward little piece at that toe that doesn't look like it has any face part to it. So it kind of makes the driver look like it's doing this.
Right.
They kind of gotten rid of that in their new models. So
So that shaping is what to me the biggest thing.
if
that
I
TaylorMade is
and
clean.
I would say, yeah, you're still in that boat. I would say if you've been turned off by the look of TaylorMade drivers in the QI and the Stealth 2, I think this is finally a TaylorMade driver you could put behind the ball that might, you know,
It's all
suit your eye
matte
a
finish,
little
right?
bit. Huh?
They went back to all matte finish.
think so,
yeah, it's
yeah.
matte. Mhm.
yeah.
Like
So, no, I mean, big year this year coming out. We're saying it every year. Every year they're coming out with new drivers, but
That's why I like Titleist and Ping. Every 2 to 2.5 years, you're going to get a product.
now
not
we're in
every-
that cycle this year for
for
the other brands too. So
so.
it doesn't have a cool name like GT. It's not a car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know,
The faux 40.
faux 40.
Fofos we tipping.
Yeah. Well, it's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Joaquin Neiman won the first event with it that he put it in play.
Right.
So, G440. This driver's going to be like a matte black with a little bit of a blue accent.
So they're kind of going back a little blue, like a little G series.
Blue, a bluish hue.
Nice bluish hue.
And they've added carbon on all the Max models too. So now it's with the G430, only LST and 10K had carbon. All of them have carbon. And
So now
then
they got what they call that,
I mean,
dragonfly,
well,
or what
the
they
bi-
call that.
I don't know. Their biggest thing this year
saying
is
the current
what
generation,
was
the
the number one
carbon.
thing with ping drivers compared to everything on the market?
they were just too heavy.
Heavy,
So
yeah,
they
yeah.
fixed that.
Yeah.
All the head weights got, depending on the driver, between 8 and I think 14 grams lighter.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah.
So the
you know what
Alta-
you're getting with ping. It's
was
like
gonna say, I would
Titleist.
have
You
to
know what
say,
you
like,
know what you're getting.
There's probably nobody that's like super pumped. Oh, the new Ping driver's finally releasing. But
No,
like,
it's still going to be the
it's
most
gonna-
anticipated driver we have with people coming. You got
Probably
that, you got
so.
that new ping.
yeah,
you
but,
got that new ping.
I'm just saying, like, you're not like, I don't know. When you think a new driver releasing, you don't think Ping's not the first thing to come to mind.
Correct.
Well, it doesn't have that Callaway TaylorMade fanboy marketing
Right.
behind it.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. But
That pizzazz.
definitely interested to see how it
If I can
performs.
drive the ball like Joaquin Neiman, I'll play ping.
Yeah, I think anybody would.
I,
Carbon,
I haven't. Y'all
Carbon
seen it.
fly
I say
wrap,
y'all
that's
seen
what
it.
it's
I
called.
haven't seen it in person yet. So
Bring back the 4-wood too.
forward.
They're gonna have a 4-wood now.
forward.
Is it 16 or 17?
16.5.
16.5.
I would say,
And
for
it's actually
me,
4. It's not a high launch. Thing.
I'm more interested to see how this club is going to perform versus the QI35.
I hear you. Oh yeah, the
Elyte.
Elyte. I still think they missed on it. They should call it the Elyte. If you're gonna spell it that way, call it the Elyte. It's actually Callaway's pronouncing it Elite, but here at Loggerhead, it's the Elyte.
It's the Elyte driver.
I mean, Eli Callaway, Elyte.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Why
supposedly why.
did it
sense,
take us to
you
think
know?
of that?
I
you
know.
What are your thoughts on it? Because I know you have secretly, like,
Secretly, yesterday, I
you
went
hit this golf club,
yeah.
right? Is it going to be as elite as the name suggests?
I will say I do think it's a little more forgiving than the AIs.
How much AI they put in this one? Because the AI smoke.
Well, they got a
33%. I think they're at like 38 now.
They're just
I think
slowly
they're at 38.
bumping it up.
I think they're 38. They have to come out with a new driver every
I guess
year.
they got to take by the time they get to 100%.
We're
AI is probably taking over the world.
we're gone.
Yeah, we're
We're not here.
Will Smith had a movie about that.
Sorry to get dark here, but we won't be here.
That train has derailed.
I would say I do think the miss hits are going to be better on this compared to across the entire line. I think
They got a
that
12-degree head.
I think the AI smoke and all heads, they were still a little bit, as far as the spin access goes, I think essentially if you miss hit it off the toe, wherever that ball's heading, that's where it's going. Same with the heel strikes on the AI smoke. I think that's this has a little bit more spin on those off center hits to where it kind of helps keep the ball in the air. From what I've seen,
I think the interesting thing with this.
will I jump? Sorry to interrupt. Will I jump out and say it's better than my triple diamond?
Don't know.
The numbers didn't show it.
Really?
It was equal.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not swinging my driver 100% right now, so I'll give it a fair shake when we actually get in the bay, and I can
full shakeout.
Yeah, I need Kyle to fit me for it. Let's just say that.
Well, because again, we're not compensated, so we can say whatever the heck we want about this stuff.
Facts.
The interesting thing for me with the Callaway series is only the triple diamond is going to come in a polished finish. The other ones are matte finished.
I do think that looks good.
So they took a lot of feedback from Tour, but again, I don't care. I don't see the need why they went up in price on the triple diamond only. Because to me, it's the same everything the AI smoke was, but now because it's a different finish, they've made it $50 more. I think that's a little gimmicky.
I think that they've seen that Titleist is getting their
It's a Titleist route.
$649 for theirs, so everybody's going to jump to that because the
QI10,
QI35
same
is
thing.
going up as well.
Yeah.
Their one head is $649.
LA,
The rest are $599. I think.
No, they're going up as well too.
Not on all of them. I think they're just doing the LS model more.
Okay.
I don't know, but
The LS
we're not
model's
here
already
to
higher than
to determine prices. Now we now know over the past few years drivers are worth that kind of money.
Right.
Because of the shaft options that you're getting with it, and then you pair it up with the aftermarket shaft. We'll be the first to tell you that the driver's worth spending the money on.
But you said the putter was worth spending the money.
Golf is worth spending money on.
All right.
There it is.
No, but I will say I do think like the Max model, the Max Fast. I think these AI smoke heads, like I know I'm getting a triple diamond. I might venture off into one of these other heads. Let's just say that.
yeah.
In the Elites.
Well, I was going to say this might be the time for you to try like the core head.
Correct. Yeah.
But so obviously, as we kind of hit on too, this is like a quick little detour, and we'll wrap this thing up.
We got to go to work.
I say all the golf, like the driver prices are going up, right? We've seen the Titleist at $649, and some of these models we're assuming it's going to kind of come into that range as well too.
It's an investment.
Are there any options for that golfer that doesn't want to pay $649 for a
Yes.
driver?
Do you have one up here, Miles? Do you have another one, or is this the last one? Okay, I was going to say
Torres is already
your
out.
option is
To my point,
Wilson.
there are some really
Wilson
good
and Tour
options.
Edge. The new Tour Edge right now,
Is hot. And
Actually, it actually
the
performs really well.
the competition head,
Yeah.
awesome.
you're
yeah.
$399 custom fit with a hazardous Gen 5 black, so the same shit.
And they have a Denali
Denali
option as
red,
well, too.
Denali blue. So the same essentially shaft pack that TaylorMade, Callaway, and Titleist offer.
Right.
It's not a proprietary shaft. It's the real McCoy.
Yeah.
Custom fit, you're $400.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
And we haven't hit it yet, but that new Wilson.
Tour Edge.
The Tour Edge.
I say the Wilson's going to be.
I mean, in my opinion,
$499.
Tour Edge is killing it right now because ball speed wise, they're competing against drivers double the price.
Yeah.
So no, I will say,
And like I say, the new Wilson driver looks really good as well,
Yeah,
too.
the
And it's
new
got
Dynapower series.
yeah,
So there's some options out there.
yeah. Oh, the Adapt, the Dark Speed Adapt.
I'm 50-50 on this whole thing.
It's a fitter's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It's visually, this is probably the best looking driver Cobra's ever made.
It does look good.
Functionally, with this 33 setting adapter. So all the drivers are going to have a QR code on it. So you can scan it with your cell phone and it pulls up the chart with all 33 settings.
This is the
That ball
perfect
went
driver.
5 yards right. I'm a click like.
I was like, this
Click
is the
clack,
perfect
click clack.
driver for
They
that
shouldn't even
golfer
do
that's a
click clack.
gearhead and likes to tinker with their stuff and is never satisfied with.
You can have 33 drivers.
Yep, exactly.
And one.
You can mess around that thing all day long. You won't try the same setting twice.
You'll get tired before you finish them all.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
I'm actually excited for this one because it's after 3 years of Bryson being away from Cobra, this is kind of like the first good looking driver they've had.
I want to thank Daryl and my dad for investing into Club Conics because of this reason.
Right. But that's the problem,
I want to thank them because I do not in a fitting want to have to deal with a guy complaining about the ball moving 8 yards. The ball's always going to move. So
Yeah. I'll say this is one of those where my big wish list thing for Cobra this year and the new generation of the Dark Speed is I hope they made them a little bit more consistent than the current generation.
Yeah,
Sure.
because LS was kind of sporadic last year, where
Yes.
it was
a
either really
rocket
good
launcher when you hit it good.
or really bad.
Yeah.
There wasn't an in between.
Yep.
The HiBORE.
HiBORE.
I hate Cleveland's marketing team with that guy that sings all this stuff.
I knew he was going there when
It's
he's.
awful. I'll have to admit.
I get that it works, but man, it is painful.
It doesn't.
There's
work.
another option for the driver that's below.
It works
650,
because you're
yeah.
talking about it right now.
Yeah,
But it doesn't.
Right.
but same thing, under $500.
It's back.
And
High forgiveness
yep,
golf club here. So
and they spent more time. This is their words, not mine. And investing in sound because of how large in the shape it is.
Yeah.
So it's the quietest driver they've ever made.
Dang
will
it,
say the
I wanted
current-
the Sasquatch to come
say
back.
the current
I need,
HiBORE XL that they have right now is a little loud and a little like pitchy with the way it sounds. But
I just hope it helps get the ball in the air because this past year, ping was the option.
yeah,
Right? Ping was the option. I think the current Cleveland was still just a little. It fit the right people, but it didn't give everybody that needed that high launch the performance that some of the other drivers did. I hope this HiBORE kind
I
of
say
fills
honestly, I
that
think
void.
sound held a lot of people back on that
True.
Cleveland this year.
It just didn't sound quality.
Sound like an aluminum baseball bat.
Yeah, so no, I'm excited for this for the forgiveness route. I mean, I think this is going to be a huge year between Torres, Wilson,
The budget driver, because I don't think you can call it a budget driver anymore
because it's quality.
They're the same shafts, the same materials. It's just if you look at who they're paying to play their product, they're not really having to pay anybody.
No,
So
we're gonna see VJ in this driver.
I doubt
Ernie
it.
Els.
No, I'm kidding.
VJ might swing a Zexio though.
Ernie Els is.
So this is the new Garmin R55 or 50. R50.
R50. It's $5,000.
Yep. So it's $5,000. And what's really enticing about this is if you're wanting to do your in-home simulator with this specific unit, the only thing you need is a HDMI cord and a projector, or a HDMI cord and a TV.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically a GC quad with a screen on it and a gaming PC all in one, and it's pretty dang accurate.
So launch monitors for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, so this is something we can
Dude,
order
the launch
here.
monitor market's insane right now. I mean, it's like the drone market. The drone market blew up, 5-6 years ago. Now
But up
we're seeing-
until this unit, if you bought even a Rapsodo or like a budget friend, like a Bushnell 3, like a 2,000 or under, then you had to get a gaming
You had
PC.
so many ancillary options.
So
items had to
you
to
couldn't
go
get a
with it.
cheap gaming PC because the processor. So you're spending $2,000 to $3,000 on the PC, then a projector, then a TV. With this,
I don't know anything about that stuff.
Is you buy this and you don't even have to connect it to anything. It's got a screen on it, but if you want to,
But
you
plug
need
it
a
into a
$12
TV. You got a
HDMI
lot-
Hey,
you got a-
and you're
I
good to
say
go.
I did that video on the R10 and I practiced with the R10. That thing for $500, that thing was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
You get 43,000 golf courses for $100 a year.
43,000.
It's a $100 subscription. You
How many
get 43,000
golf courses are there?
There's 43,000 golf courses.
Minimum.
There's at least 43,000.
Mind blown.
I wonder if it's got the mini golf course next to Captain Benjamin's on
So
there.
can we put this on our list of Christmas gifts we want, or is this out of our price range?
Yeah, if anyone wants to get me that for Christmas, I mean,
Wonder what PUD is on that.
I don't know. I don't know, but all right, boys. Well, let's wrap it up. We got to
been
go to
fun.
work.
We're
yeah,
back.
We're back.
But hopefully we'll be here next week. We'll see.
Yeah. Jeez. Send us.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Jeez. Caleb's off on a dark tangent this morning. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, turn on those push bell notifications because we do have some awesome content coming soon, and we will catch you on the next episode.